12 years classical percussion, but at the same time in Cuba we have the we have different education systems. So we can basically we can go to the school for study, but at the same time, if you want to learn popular percussion, Cuban percussion on the street, at the same time you are able to do it. But it's completely different system from completely two different systems. How you can study over there in Cuba. I had the opportunity with Ivan Jane. He's my partner from. We grew up together. He's here with me. Yeah, basically we went to the school, but at the same time we were learning the street how to play. Because in the school we didn't have master on percussion instrument. What's the basic rhythm that we learned in the school at the school? But after 10 years, we had the opportunity to move to Havana because Havana is the capital of the Cuba. But in the capital of the Cuba, we have the opportunity to learn from many musicians that were looking for another opportunity in Havana. So that we were lucky to learn for so many different musicians percussion over there. And something that I learned from the street is that I will learn like a very different new language with respect up to the classical percussion. So at the same time, we need to figure it out how was the middle language understanding how we can improve our skill, as percussionists, because they were completely two different words. At the same time, when you are on the street and you have the opportunity to learn from the street, you got more opportunity for different groups, famous group in Cuba that we call timba. At that time was timba, but years ago it wasn't timba. It was son montuno. It was many different rhythms. But at that time, it weren't the music school. It was completely on the street. If you want to learn music at that time, it was on the street completely, not in the school. But we have lucky because we have a school, and we went to the school in Havana, and then we studied in the street language at the same time. Yeah, but mostly of this instrument, for example, conga and timbales, that is my main role because when I was in university, I I felt something interesting for Latin percussion. Latin percussion is a new word concept that I learned here, but in Cuba we call that Cuban percussion.
Ah,
Yeah. So, uh, conga, for example, conga is a very long history about this instrument has a very long history, but I don't want to go to the very deep history because we don't have time to do so the whole thing. It's very difficult to explain the whole process in 10 minutes or 40 minutes, So the something that I would like to share with you guys is like, for me, one of the most interesting rhythm that I learned, I felt very helpfully for me understand what's happened with the music is, for example, when we start with the son montuno, cha cha cha, maybe it sounds familiar to you, and the another rhythm that what got my attention was the pachanga. Pachanga, pachanga. I want to explain to you something about pachanga later. I would like to start this conversation with the clinic conversation, and with the very basic pattern of the son montuno. Mostly son montuno. I think Murphy or some of you already know the son montuno, but I want to explain what the son montuno is. The first source that, for example, we need to say before start that Arsenio Rodriguez, he's the representative person in this kind of style, son montuno. He was the first guy that put in this instrument. He took this instrument and put it in another format, the group format in Cuba, conga. That this instrument came from the Afro-Cuban rhythms. The bongo came from the song style, and this was like a very uh, interesting contribution at this kind of music. The montuno, the son montuno, is the base of the rhythm that we call, the style that we call actually salsa. That's the base of that is son montuno. So understanding the salsa, understanding the Cuban music, everything go. This is the base source of the actually timba or salsa. So I would like to explain a little bit. If you can see me my hands, I don't know if you can see in my hands the conga. Cool. So
Looks good, yeah.
okay, the best before to get that, I would like to introduce the first thing, clave. What a clave is our, how can I explain that? Clave is for us the key of how to play and how to make people dance with you. This is the clave. It's like the code or the password of this music is the clave, because everything that we play it has to be connected with that, or between the rhythms, or between the clave. Clave accent. Mostly that for me is the accent, because it's when you play it's the accent. So those instruments around the clave, those instruments, timbal, conga, güiro, all the percussion stuff follow this pattern, the clave. It doesn't matter which instrument. It doesn't matter if you play different rhythms or different or polyrhythmic. The clave is the main click of the main source that you need to follow always. The first thing that I want, because maybe of you know different clave. Yeah, we have so many different clave, but the most popular clave is the clave cubana, which come from Africa. Is that. That's from the very beginning that the music in Cuba start. Something that I wanna say is very important too. This music completely is for dancing. You can imagine right now a whole country, a country that has energy in anywhere, and that energy came from the music. So we have like a sad music, but it's still happy compared with some another music, because the sad music for us is like bolero, it's like the cha cha cha, or when you combine those minor harmony with that kind of thing, the rhythm sounds a little bit happy, but at the same time it's sad, you know. So, but everything goes with the clave. So that's why this kind of music, the most popular dance group for dance in Cuba, they follow the code of the clave to make people dance. So this clave, for example, clave cubana, I will call that clave cubana. Okay, so with the really I mean, with Arsenio Rodriguez, with Arsenio Rodriguez, when his contribution to incorporate these instruments, the conga, the first pattern that you can find the recorded, and maybe when in the end of this conversation I can give you some link and you can check it out, the music. So Arsenio Rodriguez. So the pattern of the intro was like this. As you can see, this trio is familiar when you listen salsa, it's a similar parts. So I got something for you right now. Let me see if you can hear me specific, because I don't have the opportunity to have some people playing clave for me, but I got here the clave, the clave, and then so to see. Okay. Can you hear the clave right now?
No.
Okay. Let me see right now. Just really quick. Okay, let's do this. Mami, ¿me puedes ayudarme aquí? Ven, vamos a hacerlo aquí, en vivo. Vamos a hacerlo aquí en vivo, que también eso forma parte de la espontaneidad. Vamos a. Ponme aquí un momentico la clave. Tóquemela. Ta, 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 ta. Ahí nada más. Can you hear right now? Good? Yeah. Un poquito más altico, mamito. 1, 2, 3. Ta, ta. Right, so this is the son montuno. With that combination, we have, as you can see, as you can hear, it's a little bit spicy to, to dance. At least for me, I can feel that I want to dance, at the same time. We have another things that we call with this instrument. At that time, they didn't have timbale. It was bongo, conga, guiro, clave, and maraca. The timbale has another story about that. So I want to do something, because I want to show you the process of the instrument and how they combine each other when they are playing. Even though they have a specific accents, then they always find the point that they are together. So I want to show you right now the guiro. The actual guiro is like this: 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the guiro. And combined, the guiro for us is the high pitch, the percussion high pitch, because the conga is the middle level and bass lower level in the pitch, and then the higher pitch that we have the guiro, clave, and maraca. When they combine, you can hear something when you listen. For example, Murphy, that you are the drummer. When you listen the hi-hat, the hi-hat for us, it will be guiro and maraca, the high pitch. So we have the bass, the middle and lower pitch. We have the conga, and the cascara with the timbale is also high pitch. So I'm gonna play for you some. Okay, I think we got it. All right. So I'm gonna play first couple bar. Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then This is the clave first. I'm gonna add the güiro. Güiro. Good. Then here we go. And then I'm gonna try to play the conga on top of that. Okay, now if you can listen, I'm gonna play the click 3, 4. Can you hear the click? 1, 2. You can hear the click?
The sound I'm getting from you and the sound I'm getting from the click are different.
Cruzado,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So let me. Now you can hear right now. Now.
Se oye, pero está cruzado.
Okay. So the thing is that I'm trying to explain something that is helpful to understand the rhythm, because sometimes when we play straight, we can get it exactly the right way that we feel it. And the right thing is I'm gonna play for you right now. Let me see. You go like this. Can you hear? 1,
Yeah.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now we are gonna adapt the Congo. Right. Exactly. Clave. Clave. Güiro. Conga. And bongo. Can you hear? So that's the main thing, is the son montuno. So from there, everything was developed at that time, because I want to play first thing that for example, the timbale. Then after so many different composers and musicians in Cuba start to develop different music. Even in each part in Cuba, we have different kind of music. So we divide Cuba in different 3 main zones: Occidental, Oriente, and central. Occidental, central, y oriente. It's the three different parts that we divide the geography in Cuba. So, of course, combined with this kind of separate different zone or different area in Cuba, we have also music. For example, we say that from the oriental part came the son, but the rhythm that I just show you is the son montuno. Well, son montuno means that at that time, the original traditional son was developed and goes another level. That the level was in the 50 was the son montuno. So after that, at the same time, was a very popular rhythm called cha-cha-cha. But a cha-cha-cha have a lot of roots in Cuba. Maybe cha-cha-cha, why cha-cha-cha? Cha-cha-cha was or cha-cha that the people used call here in US or outside of Cuba. We call that cha-cha-cha in Cuba. Beside the Cuba, people used to say cha-cha. Or that's cha-cha-cha at the same time was completely successful rhythm because the dancer, most of the dancers, when they start to feeling the rhythm, they start to make a rhythm with their feet. That was cha-cha-cha. Every time that every group was playing cha 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 cha, the dancer was dancing on top of that, and then what cha 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 cha, and that was the name. Somehow became the name of this rhythm. Cha-cha-cha. So I want to explain a little bit the cha-cha-cha, but the difference of cha-cha-cha is that cha-cha-cha has timbale. That timbale came from another long story of the Cuban music, especially with the danzón. Danzón came from many different influences from England, from France, and from at the same time the danzón was combined with the Afro or African culture and Spain culture as well. So that became one of the main things of the dance floor that we have in Cuba at that time. So the cha-cha-cha was the most completely different and very rhythmically and simple rhythm. Was combined with the cowbell, a little bit cowbell, and then with the timbale. But I got some example for you to don't talk too much. It's complicated, sometimes confused. But okay, so the basic pattern of the cha-cha-cha go like this. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. As you can see, if I play cha-cha-cha, I'm going to play 4 times cha-cha-cha. And then I want to play 4 times montuno, and you will listen you will the similar patterns. Sound like a variation pattern. Okay, go like this. First cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Son montuno. Cha-cha-cha. Here we go. 1, cha. 1, 2, cha cha cha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Montuno. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds familiar. The only thing is the accent, but if you can keep the subdivision on top of that, cha cha cha, you can cha cha ti ti ta. So also have the widow with the same parent. The widow going like this at the same time. Ti ta ti ta ting ting ta ting 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 ta 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 ting. And then I'm gonna play for you right now a little bit of cha cha cha. All right. So the first thing, conga. Can you hear it? Guido. They want to play timbal. Now, I'll show you the different style combined with bass line and then all right. So we have the son montuno, we have the cha-cha-cha. So any questions so far that you have?
Yes, son montuno is what I think also too is timbao.
Tumbao, exactly. We it's the same the same thing.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, tumbao.
Okay.
Any question?
So even when,
Yeah.
like the tempo, say you have a cha-cha and the tempo is much slower, you're still gonna have that extra note, the pooch, pa, goon, goon, goon.
Sadly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's like the reason of this rhythm is the dancer. So the dancer, when they were dancing on when they were dancing and they were listening to the music at the same time, they start to do the rhythm with their feet, and those rhythm was cha cha cha. It was like this: 1, 2, cha 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 cha, 2, cha cha cha, 1, 2, cha cha cha, 1, 2, cha cha cha, 1, 2, cha cha cha. So remember, they were playing some montuno in every concert performance that they have. When the dancers start doing those kind of things, they catch the idea of the dancer and they play cha cha cha. And so that's why they put cha-cha-cha rhythm because the dancer, when every time that they hear that, they dance that way. So
But
that's, yeah.
it's the same. It's the timbal, but the timing is different.
Exactly. It's a little slower,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
I dance salsa and I dance the cha-cha.
Oh, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. So, yeah. Any question or you? Any questions?
No.
Yeah,
I have a question.
yeah.
If you're playing, like, say, on the faster tempo part of a cha-cha and you switch to two drums, when you go to two drums, will the bombo note stay on the 3 side or will it be on the 2 side of the clave?
Oh, okay. So, basically, mostly of the cha 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 is more focused on the downbeat. Cha, chan, cha, 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 chan, wa. It's more than the clave because sometimes the clave can switch, but either way behind that, the main thing is that the I mean it's mostly the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the clave. Most of the clave, you know, it doesn't matter if you still listen the one ton, ti ti ton, tan. Could be sometime in clave and should be sometimes it's non-clave, clave switch. But if you want to use the second conga, we used to my teacher at that time, he would Alexander Abreu. He said you can both use both the second conga also when you play like this. So, because what he's explained to me, I asked them, what is the reason that I can use second conga, the lower conga? Okay, but he said that one of the reasons is because the conga is very melody instrument in the percussion, family percussion. So basically when you combine the lower sound with the higher sound, you have getting a sweet melody, rhythmic melody. So the variation of the cha-cha-cha is the same rhythm. That's the original. Only one conga, second conga. But basically it's the same rhythm.
Okay.
I got it.
It's only one. It's a one time. It's in the macho, and the second time is the hembra.
Back is difficult.
Yeah, it's like because sometimes the way that we play is start with the up is go to the open.
You're cutting
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, after the slap, I can give you. I have the video, small video. I wanna send to you because sometimes it's the difficult to listen to you clear for me as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I wanna send to you the video, and you can practice with the hands.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay? Yeah. So
I have a question.
yeah, Rafaels. Tell me. Yeah.
A lot of people. This is about the bell.
Okay.
Bell. A lot of people use a closed sound like a dead stroke
Mm-hmm.
cha-cha bell, and I noticed in your track you had a beautiful open sound on the bell. So I was wondering if you had an opinion on that, or if it's just kind of whatever, not that important to do either one.
Okay, so something that I heard about the how the close sound comeback is because it was, as musicians, we have the challenge sometimes that we are going to perform in some specific small places or a small venue, or maybe the percussion is completely loud instrument. They have to change a little bit to the cowbell sound to put it to not make some noise on the venue. The something that I heard is what that they try to close the cowbell because of the venue that they have played. From time, if they play for a small venue, they just to play soft. And the way that you play soft in the cowbell is when you make a little bit pressure on the cowbell and sounds like a very soft sound. But it's the second thing is that it depends as well the musician. What is the if you like more sound open or if you like more the sound close. That depends on the musician.
I heard a story that one of the first cha-cha bands, the guys, I'm talking, a long time ago in the 50s, the guy's bell was actually cracked. And so he was open, but when people heard the recordings, it sounded like a dead stroke. And so everybody was imitating this person and misunderstood the intention. It was because the bell he happened to have had a crack in it, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, no. So there are so many reasons. There are so many different stories about that. I heard as well that, for example, the abanico and the timbale, they were rehearsing in the space in the rehearsal space, and for some reason the timbal player he dragged the stick on the window. You see the kind of window that you have the wood like this side. They passed the window right away in the abanico part, and they start to bring the window in every concert that they had to make this part the abanico because they didn't have a skill to develop the roles at that time. But from that point, they start to bring one of the sticks to the timbale, and they felt the stick with one hand and completely with the left hands and the timbale ring show. And that's the abanico that we know abanico today.
So if I use a window, a louva door, right? So if I use a louva door, will I improve my rim shot? Because I cannot get the
Yeah, so it's good. It's people, people sometimes figure out how to. The most important thing is to get the. I mean, it's to make music sounds great. Doesn't matter if the skill that doesn't matter,
I keep trying.
because mostly something that I learned from the street is that the people on the street, they don't have even technique, but they sound great. They sound completely, and they change the story of the style, everything, with no ruling in their head, because it was hard for me to understand something. I have scared because I don't really have complaint from my neighborhood, but it's okay. It's okay. So something that I learned is that they don't even know how to explain something that they feel it.
Right.
But I understood that it doesn't matter. It's not important. The technique. It's not the whole thing. The main thing is understand how you can put your feeling playing and put your feeling into the music. That's the most important thing.
Okay. Gracias.
Nada. Another question, fam?
Yo, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you show how to do the old school abanico on the timbal?
Okay. Give me a second. Hey, Mr. Glues, why I cannot see your face? Can you hear me? Hello?
Because it's so ugly.
So, the old school about the abanico timbal, when I say when they drag the steam with over the window, they used to do that kind of thing. Let me explain. Can you see the timbales right there?
Yeah.
Can you see the timbales? And then they putting a little pressure in this stick. And then they feel the stick a little pressure, the bounce, and when the sticks is gonna be, they don't have more movement. They put only 2 notes with the left hands. You go like this. That's the way that they play that. Hello?
Awesome. Yeah, very cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the thing that they usually. Well, it's good to say as well that that time they didn't have a school and technique and resources to develop their skill. So when the school in the 80s was they were the government support the school. They opened the school to for some musicians in Cuba. They start develop the Russian technique in the classical percussion or the orchestral classical percussion over there, and the percussionists they were able to learn stick controls, more skills, exercise.
Nice. So, I mean, I don't mean to keep asking questions, but so now you wouldn't play it like that. You would just play it as rolls, as
Sorry,
some more of, yeah.
Sorry, can you say again, because I couldn't yeah.
I say, so nowadays you wouldn't do it that way. So someone said it wasn't like the old school abanico is that with one, but now you would just play it
exactly
more
now.
classical,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Okay.
Because even though it's hard at that time, because when I start learning the way that they play abanico, I say, oh man, it's hard because
Yeah.
but when you repeat over and over the same thing, you getting more developed. You are more confident doing this kind of thing. And when you have many years playing this kind of music, the same thing, you will get better than ever. Yeah, for us it was completely, even for me. I can do like this. If I play cha-cha-cha, I won't do anymore. I do like this, especially. Depend as well, because sometimes when you have recorder session, composer requirement that you have to play with the older school. But it's good to know, because it's good to know both sides, because both sides have different feelings. And is that true as well, that those kind of things maybe sound like insecure or dirty or no, but the feeling that give that kind of thing for the music is good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, Keisel, I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten to play the really old timbales, which were the old school timpani?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the opportunity to play timpani at that time. A timpani because a timbale because yeah. Let me explain. It's good to know. I would like to say that timpani, the old school timpani, is basically the root of this timbale. It doesn't. If not, it wasn't the classical timpani. It wasn't similar to the timpani, but they used to play those kind of timpani uh, in the danzón, danzonete, old school in the oriental part in Cuba. So the thing is, when I was in the school, I went to Manzanillo. It's another province in Manzanillo. Bayamo, the province, Bayamo, and then I saw like a very old school timbale old school or the old timpani old school. I didn't have the opportunity to record or play that kind of thing, but they putting us at some record that they had at that time was real beautiful, and especially for the baqueteo. If you play baqueteo as a danzón like this, that's the main part of the dance song. But when you play that part in the very huge timbale, sound like a very 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 big sound, and then the rhythm support is strong enough to keep people dancing. Can you hear me? Because I don't know sometimes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
It sounds great. No, it's awesome. Yeah.
I like that baqueteo.
Baqueteo.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I gotta learn that.
So, something that I want to also share with you is how, because sometimes, even for Cuban, we don't even realize that we have different sources and different influence in Cuba, because we remind that Dominican Republic is close to us as well as Puerto Rico and Haiti, and we receive those influence as well. One of the most it's not famous rhythm, but it's very contagious rhythm as well for dancing. It's the pachanga. Maybe it's a little bit people. I mean, I love pachanga because have different.
We dance pachanga.
Pachanga.
Yeah.
So I want because it was the main. I mean, how to explain that? It was from Dominican Republic, because one time I want to play that because sometime I was talking with Dominican guy. He talked to me. Man, we enjoy so much your music. Cuban music has been the influence for many of our country. They say, hey, we receive the same thing because we have in Cuba something similar that came from you when the revolution in Dominican Republic, and they went to the oriental part and they developed rhythm pachanga, because pachanga is combined merengue with some montuno. So I'm gonna show you the real example right now with a tumbadora first. That's the rhythm of the pachanga. I wanna play for you here. 1, 2, 3, oh. That's the rhythm pachanga. And then when you go, you can see the first thing is sounds like a very familiar to the merengue. When you combine this with some montuno, and that's a combination. And then when the timbale part go like this. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And then now this is the clave. The clave, the same thing. 2, 3, 1, 2, the same clave. Now with tumbadora. Let's adapt the timbale. And wheel. That's the pachanga. Pachanga is, if you pachanga. I heard this rhythm because so is for me so very. My family came from different part Oriental side, but this kind of rhythm in the Oriental side in Cuba, they are most rich of people like so much the kind of rhythm, very the downbeat, because we are close to the Dominican Republic, and that's why these rhythms people most of them like so much more than Occidental part. The Occidental part is another side. It's a more syncopated stuff, and because of the rumba, it's an Afro-Cuban rhythm. More they don't use to work more on downbeat. Basically, it's more upbeat. Every rhythms, and any questions?
Just play the pachanga one more time on the conga.
Oh, the conga? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, we go. That's the pachanga.
I have it written out. I have it written out. I wanted to hear it and then see it too.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, the same thing with the widow. And the clave is a clave cubana as well. 1, 2, here we go. The timbale goes like this. Clear? That's it. Like this. Can you see the timbale? Can you see the timbale over there?
I can hear it. Yeah, the open tones. The open tones.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Solid. Thank you.
Welcome. It's a pleasure. Yeah, I want to give you as well some different kind of music that Senor Rodriguez. I can give you pass the song link that I have from the music that you can check it out, and also it's gonna be helpful to understand the first thing of the Cuban music, because actually Cuban music is completely another side, different, most difficult, with more elements from different part of the world, and even from different part into the Cuba. It's sometimes it's very difficult to understand, even not for people that is not Cuban, for Cuban as well. It's difficult to understand what's happening with the music, understand as musically what's happening, the way that we play. And the reason I think it's helpful to understand from the really beginning. If we understand from the really beginning those kind of things, the basic stuff that montuno, son montuno, cha-cha-cha, even though when you are more familiar with the rhythms, you able to understand more the actually Cuban music, more syncopated stuff. Any question?
Hey, Keisel, I have a question.
Yeah.
And this is not exactly about what you're talking about, but I think it's very interesting. And I'm sure everyone wants to hear about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, I mean, I have an idea, but I never asked you this. And I'm sure everyone wants to know about this.
Mm.
In this case, about like founding our own voice as a percussionist, let's say, because when there's certain master of all times that when you listen them to playing an instrument, like you can tell, oh, this is Changuito, this is Keisel Jiménez, this is like you recognize by their playing. So my question is, how did you work on that? How did you discover your own voice? How, like, if I ask you to explain me, or somebody that is in the beginning of playing percussion, to explain your advice, how they will find their sound. How can you explain that? And I'm talking about, I know it's depends on what kind of music you're playing, right? But let's say we have like we're talking about Cuban or Latin percussion, right? So try to give us an idea in this context that you are explaining, you know, this kind of music. How can we found our voice? How, like, who inspired you, or how do you work on that? That's my question.
Okay, I think in this kind of situation, you find your own voice. I think for me, I related this kind of thing when you grow up for everyone. For example, everyone do the same thing. Everybody go to the school, learn the language, learn the drama, and all the letters all the same way, all the alphabet, all the letters of the thing, and even though people don't speak the same way. So I think the reason was that, at least for me, is that you have to be, or you should be confident with something that you like and you identify, because music is the way that you can feel identification with something that you hear or you are familiar with. And the idea, something that is helpful is, for example, if like when you go to the supermarket, for example, when you go to the supermarket to grocery shopping, right? And you see a lot of kind of fruit, a lot of kind of yogurt, a lot of kind of so many things, you take ones that you really like. And those elements and those food you really like because in somehow you feel something good about it. At the same time, it's happened with the music. With the music, we have so many different influence. So you can develop your own language, taking some elements from another's great musicians, and adapt this kind of element from your own version. Of course, many people used to do that, but so many people think that it's not your people think sometimes that my voice is not right because people say that it's wrong. I don't think that anything music wrong. I think that the way that we explain and the way that we explain yourself is good. It's good. Even though if you don't find people that identify you with your own message that you have. Mm-hmm. But I think for that kind of thing is really important. First thing is find yourself and what do you like. When you listen to music, say, I like this kind of stuff. I can do some arrangements or a little bit adapt the way or incorporate that kind of phrase in your own language, and you develop your own voice. I think it's that, because otherwise some people can be a more more close to open their feelings, the way that they play, and they used to play the same thing that the people regular play. It's good as well. Music is not necessary. It's not necessary be only one way. There are millions ways how to share your own music, because music is feelings, and the way that you develop your feeling is living, talking, or in so many sources.
Yeah, experiencing life. That's what is very very important. Okay, I really thank you for that. Thank you for that explanation. I like that.
Thank you for that question too. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
The challenge for me. I didn't hope that he would ask me that. Okay. I will kill him after that.
But it's very interesting. Very interesting. Because you know why, people? Because I'm very lucky that I grew up watching this monster Keisel Jiménez, and many times we were sitting down talking about a lot of things, fixing this world and fixing music, and fixing so many times, because Keisel is very intense, and he's my friend, but everybody knows, like, when he's playing, like, you can really, like, recognize him. And I believe that that's a good conversation, like how can we how can get to that level. Okay, so we need to practice technique, like have some maturity playing an instrument, learning the language of the music that you're playing, and then what he said, like trying to identify what you are connected with, what you really like, and get that in you, and try to develop from there, and then
Yeah,
sound.
because sometimes people forget their feelings and they just follow the routine that the people used to do. Uh, it's a natural movement of the human beings, but sometimes when you just follow the routine of the how the people, if you don't sing, if that work for you, you can follow something that you don't really identify with. That's why it's really important. Think about yourself and say, okay, it's good. That made me feel something. I wanna take this one. But you take the moment. You took the moment to reflect yourself and say, this is helpful. Or at least even though in music, I say in music, nobody has the truth. It's just feelings. It's just experience that you identify with in somehow. And that's develop yourself as well in the way that you can put those experience into the music in the way that you play, and be honest with you, and be honest with yourself as well, because sometimes sometimes you feel that, or you can feel that you are not comfortable playing with people because there are so many musicians here. And that's scare me, and you want to impress. Well, that's part of you have to be confident with you. If you want to play only one note, that's what I felt, man. That's my language that I just can't feel it. It's be confident and honest with you yourself.
Got it. And own it.
Yeah, on it, exactly, on it.
I have a
Alright,
question for you. Or is it?
yeah,
Are we out of time? Are we out of time?
yeah. We have 2 seconds for you.
Yeah, I have to go.
I got to
Well, this is not going to be an easy 2-second question. Maybe you can make it 2 seconds.
yeah, go ahead.
So you've been here in U.S. like 4 or 5 years,
Mhm.
and you were just talking about like finding your voice and about the music that you like and your influences. So can you talk a little bit about your process, or like reflect a little bit now that everything has stopped because of the virus? Like the last 4 or 5 years, what have you been learning about music or about yourself from all these experiences that you're having here?
Okay. Uh, well, the first thing is like I have to say I have to thank all of these guys because I want to explain that. For example, Gabriel Goes, Ivan Jane, Rafaels. When I came here, uh, those guys opened me her, embracing me, and they helped me a lot in everything that I had, support me in many different way, even as a family, even music, even in so many different things. And also that I had to, because sometimes it's not the first time that people asking me about that, but I have to say something that all will I forget. I don't know why, because Joanna is one of the main reasons as well that uh, that she embraced me and shared me my mind and showed me how many different things is behind, or is different than the not just music. It's so many different things that there is important too. The another reason is that as musician, I feel like, for example, New York is the way that people musicians can share with different musicians as well, and your develop yourself as a human beings first, and the second, to understand and open your soul with many different culture. For at least for me, it's rich, so rich element to incorporate myself. And in the future, with this kind of thing, I realized that I learned so much in this almost 5 years that I have been here in US, because it's I had to recognize from the really 2 years, the really 2 beginning years was completely overdubbed for many information that I got in my mind. But the thing is that in the future, music is a way that we can change the world. But the way that we can change the world, I think, in my personal opinion, has to be with a very united music family. Being honest with the music, and not just follow with that there is the big market dictator how to play, or how to make that the people that they don't know nothing about music can feel it. I think there are so many different ways that you can take or you can choose. But I think being honest with yourself does make you feel. Because in my personal opinion, life is only one. Life is only one, and only we have time to find out the way that you wanna be. But especially for me, I decide to be honest with myself, with my family, with my friends, with anything, with everything that I can show you. I'm being honest, and that's the way that made me feel happy, and that's the way that I can give you support and to become a better world. In the future, we need to play, and we need to be together as musicians, and support each other, and keep develop musical, and give you to the people that needs our help, musically improve and share information. That's my personal opinion.
And that's a very good opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But some people, and music and dancing, but it brings a person to a point where, when you say you have to be confident with yourself, I agree, because it can be very intimidating learning to dance, learning to play an instrument, because we have to face our weaknesses, which for some people it's very difficult to do that. Then they say, "Oh, I cannot do it. I'll give up." Because first we have to make mistakes. We have to realize that, and once we get past that learning curve, then we can also put our individuality we own it. We internalize it, and then we can go. The same thing with dance. Because we're very exposed when you go on the dance floor, when you go on the stage, you're very exposed. So yes, confidence, but yes, we have to also realize the humanness and to get past that point.
Yeah, totally.
And that will help your friend Ivan.
Yeah, that's I think the way that that one time my teacher he told me that in terms of the when you are, because musicians sometimes we have different challenge, even though when you have to perform, when you have to do something new, or to do something that you need to make so much effort in down to getting something right. But the thing that he told me I found so interesting is when I explained, I say the most important thing that you should know the rules first, or you should know the rules, and then you can be yourself. you can be yourself. So I say that my first reaction was, okay, but how can I know the rule? Because somebody has different rules. And he say, so that's the way that you need to yourself, be honest with yourself, like, and then you decide to follow steps and develop your own source.
I think that's a beautiful, beautiful way to end a masterclass, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Keisel, for sharing with us of your knowledge and experience, man. It's really such a pleasure always to hear what you have to say and just learn what you have to offer.
I'm learning as well from all of you as well. I am still learning. I am open to learn from anyone that develop musicians. Everyone is, we never stop learning. So I'm learning from you, fam, as well. Thank you for having me, and thank you for staying with us. I think. Thank you, fam.
Yeah, great.
I want personally, wait. Adrian, Joanna, Carlos, Murphy, Rafael, Salim, Gabe Globo, Leslie, Helene. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. I'm here. That's it. I'm here. Bro, thank you.